Hello everyone, it's Jean from the Inky Studio. Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy you can join me today. As you can see by these pages here, I have a special book, and it is an Edith Holden book. And if you're not familiar with her, she was a lady who lived in the early 1900s. And as a young woman, she went out and for a year, or maybe I don't know how long it took her, but she has arranged her book by the month. Went out and drew with watercolors beautiful pictures of nature. She collected all kinds of poems and mottos and sayings. She wrote down her observations, a lot of information about the different things in the English countryside. She was born in England and constructed this beautiful diary. She went on to draw for other publications, animals, and that type of thing. But this was one of her great achievements, I think. She just absolutely loved nature, and you can see the love that she had for it in these beautiful, beautiful drawings. So these are reproductions, of course, of that diary, but these books themselves are pretty old. They were published in the 70s. Now there's probably other publications that have been done since then. I think there might have been some in the 90s or something, but what I have here is in the 70s. So the book itself is kind of a vintage book, and it has aged, and you can kind of see the aging here around the corners of it. So I have I don't know how available they are now because they were very, very popular a few years ago in the journaling community, and the price on them have really gone way, way up since then. But I happened to get a hold of 3 copies during that time. And now one copy I'm going to keep unspoiled, and that's going to be in my library. But these other 2 copies, one I have been kind of making ephemera from for a while and adding them here and there to journals. But I decided that I want to make one that it has a lot of her drawings in it, in one that is mainly about her drawings, I would say, or the subjects, building on the subjects that she has inside here. So I have been deconstructing this book for that purpose. And the easiest way, I think, to get the pages out. Now, you can go through and find where the signatures are. So you can look through until you find these little stitches here. If you can see if I can point that out. Like here's a thread here, so there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 6 of these in here. They're double stitched signatures, and you can undo the stitches, and then you can pull out. You can pull out your page carefully, and then you would end up with a page that is doubled like so. But because I'm going to rearrange all of these in a different order in my journal, that's not really that important to me. So the easiest thing that I am finding to do is just to carefully cut out the pages with a craft knife and a ruler, and getting close as I can over there, and as evenly and as close as I can to the edge. And that's just the way that I'm going to take them out. What I really want from the book to begin with are the title pages for each month. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been doing that. And here we go. There. The sharper your knife is, the better, the easier they're going to come out. Now I'm going to also save all of this writing here. She's got like an index in the back. And I think I've already removed part of that index somewhere here, but I'm saving all the pages because you can do things with them. As far as making ephemera, it's just beautiful writing just to look at and make it part of your ephemera. So the end papers are glued in. They're not only glued into the book, but they're glued to each other. So they're going to take a few more swipes down there to get off. So you want to make sure that you don't, I don't want to peel off the paper that's in here because it's connected. This is connected to the paper in here, so I want to make a clean cut from it and not, you know, try to tear it out and then tear out this by mistake. Okay. And so I can cut that apart later. So now everything's been removed. Now, since this was a library copy, I've got to take off the plastic here. Whoop, see, I've already done it. Look at that. Now, oh, bummer. Okay, well, we will have to find a way to take care of that. I probably will put a different sheet of paper in there eventually. Yeah, they taped it right there to the thing. I didn't notice that. So that's kind of a bummer. My, they taped it all the way around. They were going to make sure we did not lose that cover, didn't they? Okay, the jacket's off. I want to save that because I'm going to probably use that for the cover in some way. And so now we just have a plain book, but we do have this beautiful spine, and I'm going to be using the spine, and I think what I'll do is make a bookmark out of it. Or I might find a way to put it on the finished product. I'm not sure what I'll do, but I certainly want to save that. I really didn't want this to rip up, and I know that I'm not going to be able to use it just because of the tape that was on there from the library. But I wanted to make sure that as much of it stayed brown as possible, so when I put something over it, I don't see that white pop out. But that's the best I can do here. So that's ready to go. And so I want to be careful to get into the spine area because you're not going to be cutting, you know, into the cover itself. That's going to be too hard. But there's this area here that, of course, is very soft and thin. And I'm just going to get in there and cut that out. Awesome. So now we have both the covers detached. So these are ready to go. I do have all of this inside here, so I don't know how I'm going to deal with this yet, because this is all really... Oh, hey! It popped right out. Oh, that's good. I'm good to go. All right. There we are. So that's going to be awesome. I might glue this to the spine later on, or I will do something with that. I'm not going to throw it away. So there is the... there it is, all deconstructed. And so I'm saving this. I'm actually also going to save this in here. I might do something with this, the inside. Probably will not... Oh, yes, I'll be putting this perhaps inside the journal in a frame or something. But the only thing I'm going to use on the outside is parts of this here, and I'm not sure how I will do that quite yet. But I will glue some of that to the outside of this. So there we go. It's all deconstructed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put off the spine until I get my signatures all filled up. Because quite often I will estimate my spine, I will do my signatures, and it's like, oh, it's like too much, it's too big. So I'm going to do it the other way around. I'm going to get the signatures done and filled up, and just to see how many inches that I really need to expand that spine. So that's what I will be doing in the future, and I'm going to just set all this stuff aside, all this wonderful stuff here, and work on it that way. Now for the structure on the inside, I decided that what I would do is she does her journal month by month, so I would go ahead and take the title pages of each month, and I will use those throughout the journal. So being that there's 12 months, I'm not sure that I have, you know, if I give each signature a month, wow, that would probably really make this humongous. So what I'm going to do is Each signature will have 2 months, and there will be 6 signatures in here. And I'll have probably 7 pages per signature, in that ballpark. So what I'll go through now is I'm going to go through and separate these so that I can put them into all those different months. So here are my months: January, February, March, April. She did a lot of birds in here, that's for sure. Just really, but they're so beautiful. This is going to be a lot of fun to work in. Now for December, I couldn't find, I must have used my December in some other project. I couldn't find it in either book. So I'm going to take this page here and I'm going to cut out December and, you know, put it down here below to be my December page. So that one will have to be a little bit more creative on that one there. I'm putting 2 months in one signature, and the way I'm arranging them is I'm putting like four pages per month. So I pulled out my 4 pages for February and the order that, you know, I want to see them go in. And so I got my printed paper and I tried to pick out the colors, some of the main colors that she had for that particular month, and match them up the best I could. So I have these for February, and then for January I have these papers here. Kind of love this color of this of these birds' heads in here. And I'm going to make a tuck spot up there with that. And so that's basically the pages for those 2 months. And so now I put them together like so. So I'll know that I'll have to put these 2 together. And then I'll want these 2 together. And I'll want these 2 together. And I'll want these 2 together. As a hinge to put these 2 pieces together, I am going to be using parchment paper, and I've cut them into 1 1/4 inch strips, which gives, you know, a pretty good surface for that to be connected to on the other one. You know, you could cut them perhaps 1 inch, but I don't know. This really makes it easy to fold evenly, and so I'm going to go with the 1 1/4 inch. Now, because all of these pages in her book, the writing and everything's very close to the edge on all of them. So this is going to cover up a little bit of it, and I don't want to cover up, you know, the title page. Oops, actually, yeah, they're going to be going together here. So what well, they're going to be going together this way. That's true. Never mind. I guess I can go ahead and do that. I can go ahead and take these 2 pages here and then glue them. Yeah, I can do it with these 2. Yeah, because I'm going to put this as the first, and this is going to be on the inside. Yeah. So this time it'll work. But at times where it may not, where it might cover up over here, then I'll have to glue it, you know, in a different way. Sorry, that was a little rabbit hole there. So I'm going to take my glue and just run it, you know, along here. And make sure I get on the edges. And just make a hinge. Now I'll have to do that with these pages, because these larger pages I have a particular order that I want them to go into. But I can take, I will be taking other smaller pages and putting them in between. It's just that these here are a particular order I want them to go in. So we'll just go ahead and put half of it down like that. Make sure it's not covering up that fold. And then I'll put the other half right next to it like that. Okay, the digital page I'll put right there. So it doesn't matter. You know, if I wanted to, I could put, you know, the hinge this way, but I'm just doing this so that I can see the full picture of that. So I will be doing this as a hinge for all of them, so there's some continuity in there. I debated on different ways of doing that, but I like the weight of the parchment paper, and I think it will hold really well because that's essentially what's going to be sewn into, used to sew into the spine. So I will just go through and and then I did want to show this one here. So when I take out a piece of paper, when I print on a piece of paper a full sheet, my 8.5 by 11, it's this size, and then I need to cut it down to match the Edith Holden book size. So a little bit of the leftover, I decided here that I would just make a tuck spot. But I need to, when I put in my hinge, I need to put the hinge in with this out. And then I will fold it down and glue the tuck spot down. So right here where the two papers meet, I'm just going to angle and miter that out just slightly, just so that it won't interfere with any of the folding. So this won't interfere with the seam when it's folded down, but just a little tiny bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just a little small miter there ahead of time. So I have all the signatures hinged together, or the papers hinged together. What might help you is once you arrange them the way you like them, you might want to take post-it notes and just number your pages out. So as you're putting the hinges on, you keep yourself straight, because I didn't do that and I had a little confusion there. So that would really be helpful, and that's what I plan to do in the future. And so the basic signature is finished, and it has the 8 pages. Now what I'll probably do is I'll go through and I'll get smaller sheets of paper, papers to put in it. So I might put in, something printed here and there, or, I might even put in, avocado dyed paper here and there, just little slips of paper, and arrange them in different places. But I probably won't really be doing that until I start decorating the signatures. So right now I just want to finish all 6 signatures with the 2 months per signature. And that will be what I'll be working on. And so the next time we get together, we can start decorating and just, showing you some things that I'm going to be putting in the journal in general. And you can craft along with me and, get some ideas and inspirations. So please be sure to subscribe, and I'll join you back here real soon. Have a great day. Bye.